Somebody asked me yesterday, what's it like being good? And I said it's rough. And it is rough. It's very rough, but I have cancer and I don't want to offend God in any way. I want to come close to God. I'm hoping for healing, but I also want to become close to God in the time I have left to live. And that's what came to my mind. And I saw some people using drugs the other day. And as they were using drugs and they were in the midst of it, I thought to myself, I remembered about what it's like to be in prayer, what it's like to be in prayer and just be just moved in prayer, even though it's silent, even though I'm just staring right in front of me at the crucifix. I just feel that light. I feel that solace, I feel that peace. And I just thought, if only they could feel that. If only they knew that, then they would know the joy of just what prayer is all about. And what David says in Psalm 4, that I have more joy than they have when grain and wine abound. I have more joy, even with cancer, than they have when grain and wine abound. I'm not looking for another fix. I'm not looking for another drink, because I do have more joy than when grain and wine abound, even with cancer. And I was reading in Psalm 50, it says, my vows to the Lord I will repay. And I was thinking to myself, what vows do I have? And I remembered 1978. I was so depressed. I was just forlorn. I was so depressed. And I went into the church and I prayed, and I was crippled into prayer. I was so despondent and lost. And I did vow to God. I said, if you heal me, God, if you get me out of this depression, I will never leave you. And so has it been easy? No. Is it rough? Yes. Do I have cancer? Yes. But I have just learned, I've just seen so much, and just being and seeing a fire and being a fire or coming near a fire that continues to burn no matter what the weather is. So no matter what the weather is, I've been praying. I've been pleading to God to be healed from cancer, pleading to God for my kids, pleading to God for this world and friends that I know and people that I know. And I've been a counselor for 50 years, praying for all kinds of people. I've seen a lot of things, but I was crippled, just about crippled into prayer. And that's the vow that I had. And I did vow to God that I would never leave God, no matter what the weather was. And so looking at people using drugs the other day, and they said, what's it like being good? And I said, it's rough, and it is rough, but it can't take away the joy that I have when I know that I'm close to God because of just what I'm doing. And I'm going to pray often, every night, as a matter of fact. But the feeling of just sitting there and feeling that light. And I know because I've worked with alcoholics, and it's like just one more drink, just one more fix. And to me, today, what I said in prayer, just one more second of being here, of the joy of being here, of the joy of knowing you, of just resting in you. And I just thought that can't be compared. That cannot be compared to the joy of just one more fix or just one more drink, because of having more joy than they have when grain and wine abound. So do not fear the darkness of life. I'm afraid of cancer, of course, but do not fear it. Do not fear illness or incarceration. Do not fear it. So if you have a thought, or if you have an idea, or if you have a problem that you're dealing with about darkness, let me know, and we will look at ways to really address it. Do not fear the darkness. Do not fear the darkness of life. Amen.